It's over. Klaus Schwab has surrendered. We also have the leaders of JP Morgan and the FDIC stepping down, all while Ethereum ETFs are slated for approval this week, and ETH holders eyeing $4,000 in the short term. The crypto markets are absolutely on fire. Welcome to the blockchain basement. Wonderful to see everyone out in the chat. It's a fantastic morning. Sack Nasty, how the hell you doing? Bob from Accounting Crypto Carnivore, Mr. Mark Station C4. You, my wonderful people, are the absolute bedrock of this channel. I appreciate every single one of you and your support in this channel. And if you may remind you that this show is powered by Arculus. This is the world's leading crypto cold storage platform. Easily secure, store, buy, swap, and send your crypto with the simple tap using 3-factor authentication. Become your own bank, take control of your own future, and use a discount code. Get 10% off today. Click the link down in the description. Use code BASE10 to get that discount. Welcome one, welcome all to this fantastic morning. It is a beautiful day in crypto. Soon, I hope I'll be able to change this backdrop. This image burned into my mind until Uncle Joe is gone. But make sure to follow me at Druth Crypto on Twitter. This is my account. I live in Antarctica. Only got 2,000 followers, so let's pump those numbers up. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful morning. I'm terrible about shilling myself, but there you go. There's a lot to go over here. We only got a half hour on this morning rundown, so we're going to get right into it. What we're looking for on the Ethereum side, the crypto side. First, let's check it out here. So we have reports all over the place that an Ethereum ETF approval is expected this week. This is absolutely huge. Something, honestly, I was pretty surprised. I was thinking we were going to get an approval in March. That got pushed back, and we saw all these new lawsuits coming out from the SEC saying that Ethereum is now suddenly a security. Saw the SEC and Gary Gensler trying to stop this. Now it feels like all of that political dismay that we've been covering yesterday and the day before has turned into a potential. Now, this is just a hunch, but potentially the Democrats realized that they were losing their ass so bad, they had to call Gary and tell him to back off because they look so terrible in the public eye. Just a hunch, kind of looks that way, but let's look into this. So ETH price increased massively due to speculation about ETH approvals for the ETF. Second largest cryptocurrency in crypto market cap, Ethereum has been garnering attention lately due to the accelerated speculation regarding that approval. Recently, the SEC has instructed exchanges to update their 19B4 filings for their spot Ethereum ETFs. SEC is urging exchanges to interested in this ETF to update their filings quickly, indicating that they may soon move forward with approving those applications. Absolutely insane to see. This is Woo Blockchain, just giving some further thoughts on this situation here. 3 people familiar with the matter told CoinDesk that the SEC asked the exchange to expedite its updated 19B filing. Bloomberg IETF analyst Eric Balchunas and James Sarfart increased their odds from 25% to 75% that the ETH ETF is going to get approved this week. This is absolutely massive. And on all of this news, ETH rose by more than 20% in just 24 hours. Absolutely incredible to see. We'll check out the markets real quick. Saw Bitcoin trying to shave off a little bit, sitting here at $70,690. Ethereum, though, absolutely no chill. This asset added the entirety of Solana's market cap in one freaking candle, you guys. This is absolutely crazy to see. Now, will 4K reject again? You know, in the short term, it'll probably reject and get slapped around a bit when it gets there. But seeing the amount of money that came into Ethereum just on the news that the ETH ETF is likely going to come, it added the entire market cap of Solana in one day. That gives you some perspective on the size of Ethereum compared to Solana, compared to even Avalanche. Solana is a pretty big project, you guys. So Ethereum's sitting here at a $453 billion market cap. Go back here, check out what Solana is sitting at right now. It's number 5 and all cryptos, and that's including stable coins, sitting here at $80 billion. Okay, so $80 billion added to the Ethereum market cap in just one day. You know, right about now, I'm feeling like we're halfway through the cycle, but this is where the heat starts to get turned up. Now, I am still waiting for Bitcoin dominance to roll over, which hasn't happened yet, but we may have this variable coming into the market, and my analysis of that, analyzation of that, because think about it. We didn't expect by a long shot to get the ETH ETF last year. Now, at the beginning of this year, it's looking like, yeah, it'll probably happen. And a lot of us were thinking March. Pushed back to August, but then the SEC all of a sudden changing their tune right in the middle of summer, put out a tweet last night. It might have hurt some feelings, but I don't care. So, sell in May and experience dismay, little kissy mark for you. And all these, constant macro doom and gloomers, Michael Gayed. Can we just skip forward to 2028? The next 4 years are going to suck no matter who is president. Me. I just responded to him. For those not holding crypto, land, livestock, and guns, yes, it will. It will indeed suck for those that are not positioned in the right spots right now. Sorry, not sorry. Been saying it for a year. If you don't follow the show, it's not that we aren't trying here. Make sure to smash the like, share the show right now so that these jackasses, these doom and gloom sad boys, can realize that there are places to go outside of your walls and your prison cell of TradFi. This is why we're in crypto. We're finding new things to outpace inflation, to absolutely lean into this disruptive technology, because this is where the squeeze is. This is where the juice comes out of it. Good morning, Crypto Sivo. Yeah, I always hated that thing. It's so stupid. It's a blanket statement. Sell me, walk away. It's very low thought level. It goes into that line. And, people that, just think about it. There's many influencers with way more followers than me that shill themselves to no end about how great they are, how wonderful their expertise is, calling for $40,000 Bitcoin not too terribly long ago. Was that not? And here in the basement, did I not hold the line that we were holding at 60K? Yeah, sure, we went to 57, jackknifed right back on up. Guess what happened to cause that? Israel got hit by rockets, right? Things happen. Still held the line on the overall shelf they were building, health on a shelf, as I have deemed. And now we're sitting here at $70,000. And Bitcoin dominance has not even rolled over yet. This is absolutely disgusting. Bob from accounting, will there be a big pullback, man? I mean, I'm hammering into any type of pullback I see in this realm. We're in a bullish market overall. So, when I'm talking about the jackasses that were calling for $40,000 Bitcoin or $30,000 Bitcoin, I think that what we're really looking for is just temporary signs of weakness in an overall uptrend. That's the best way I like to think about it. Now, okay, so here's where the trading for me really started. I saw the stable coins are coming back in the market right around the beginning of September 23, right? So then I'm like, oh, hell yeah, we made it out of this trench, baby. We going. Let me scoot my face out of the way. And now, as we sit right now, any sign of weakness, assume that we'll probably run into some turbulence right here. I would be grabbing anything that falls back down into this range, guys. I'm treating this as a range until it's broken. It remains so. So that's where it is, and not only that, think about these massive influencer accounts that don't have the balls to choose a side on which way the price is going to go, right? Where is it going to hold? What the hell is going to happen next? So they have thousands, millions of followers, and yet they're just like weathermen. They say, hey, the rock is wet. It's rained yesterday, you guys. Congratulations. Thanks for all your attention. There's many things that I could say on that subject, but I'll just leave it at that. Proud of ourselves here in the blockchain basement and the amounts of time that I spend looking at all of the market signals to try to give you guys just a decent overall bellwether on where the hell we're headed, and we are cooking with gasoline. So now, even more winning for me. Klaus Schwab steps down. As the World Economic Forum chairman, Schwab, who founded the World Economic Forum in 1971, right when we pulled off the gold standard, mind you, announces his departure as an executive chairman, transitioning probably into a transvestite to a non-executive role in 2025. Speculation surrounds his decision with reasons ranging from health issues to the World Economic Forum's future direction. Schwab's family members taking on high-ranking roles. His little son, fantastic. Questions about the continuity with his vision. A search for a new executive chairman is underway. And look at him. They really dressed him up nice for this. Klaus, Yuval Harari, a couple others. They've seemed to wanted to step back from the limelight. They can tell that the vigor for freedom, the vigor to fight back against absolute tyranny and being told that we will own nothing and be happy kind of is backfiring on him. A lot of people don't believe me when I say that freedom is winning. It takes a long time. And you know what? Freedom's not going to win incomplete. There will be still countries that retain their levels of tyranny right now. Thank God I live in America where, we hold the most firearms per citizen on the planet. And that is a more difficult process to put in place at this point because of jerks like myself. And probably a lot of you in the chat, I'm assuming as well. So I am dancing on this one. Now, what we see from here, Klaus has called for an angrier world. World Economic Forum is up against the ropes right now in a PR standpoint. We see them floating this little bird flu around. We see them floating these ideas and ways to shut everything down once again. And what I looked at 2020 as was a test. They were testing the waters to see how big of a simp population does the American country hold right now. They took a test of us. They found out, they effed about and found out that there was still millions of capable and ready and willing people that were sitting here in the country willing to fight for our children's freedoms, for our future, and we ain't going nowhere. So here we are. It's what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and one of those objects, thankfully, has decided to move. So we'll see. It's probably going to be his son. Just like George Soros and his little son shilling to Biden in the White House, 10s, 20 of times, dumping billions of dollars and, what do they call? It's just bribes. They're bribing our elites for their control. And they do it through a corporate manner. Klaus Schwab, all those others within the World Economic Forum, they have corporate connections that basically lay the framework for how the world's going to move forward. And they try to tax things out of existence, undesirable items, such as things related to this. Now, I did read through the little operational handbook for YouTube. I got to be a little bit careful about this stuff in the future. They're coming after us, you guys. We're getting shadow banned like crazy. Please, for the love of God, help me out. Get out of this algorithmic trench that we're in right now and share this stream right now. They're coming after us. So here's just another thought. Maybe the Iranian president was on his way to blow the whistle on Boeing. Just a hunch from Autism Capital. Kind of makes you think. And, we'll see more scandal coming out of Boeing, I'm sure. I still think that Airbus might be the move here. Airbus could potentially grab that market notice that Boeing is lost. Maybe a little move on the TradFi side now. We see this anti-crypto FDIC chair, Martin Gruenberg, to step down. Best day ever. Gruenberg has faced criticism from Republicans and Democrats alike after an independent investigation revealed a range of workplace issues at the FDIC. You know what? Okay, we're going to read this, but I got a main issue. So, Chairman of the United States Federal Deposit Insurance Corp, FDIC, will step down following a scathing investigation that revealed a toxic workplace culture at the bank regulator. He said he was prepared to step down from his position as the chair, which he has headed since 2005. In light of recent events, I'm prepared to step down from my responsibilities. And as once a successful successor is confirmed, he sent an email to the staff before adding, until that time, I will continue to fulfill my responsibilities as chairman of the FDIC, including the transformation. What's all these transformations going on of the FDIC's workplace culture? How about this? Instead of the culture, why don't you back up banks with actual holdings? Why did you put their requirements for how much money banks need to hold to zero under the scam of your flu season that I know FDIC uppers, leaders, Bank of International Settlements, International Monetary Fund, the World Economic Forum, the World Health organization all worked together to put into place. And we're kidding ourselves if we don't think that that move was in cohesion. You don't see this parroted conversation going across media and being pushed onto you all at once unless it is coordinated. And in my opinion, one gargantuan psyop that really was the largest IQ test in human history. We're going to see what the results end up actually panning out to. Will they punish the people that failed the IQ test later down the line with nanobots inside of their bodies / the clotting? There's some things been found about the clotting. It seems that it actually begins to clot after the subject dies. So it's not that the people are walking around with the clots inside of them. It's actually not a solid form they're finding, but very, very interesting situation going on that. And I will digress before I literally get banned off the internet entirely. This is the new crypto boss lady, Gina Raimondo. Yes, read this part several times. So we're looking at this. Today's House bill removing the SEC entirely from crypto puts all the power of overseeing crypto into the Secretary of the Department of Commerce. Since 2001, this was Gina Raimondo. We'll just read into this a little bit just to see what we're heading into here. The SEC, Part 15, Department of Commerce, Leadership on Blockchain. The Secretary shall serve as a principal advisor to the President for policy pertaining to the deployment, use, application, and competitiveness of blockchain tech or other distributed ledger technology, applications built on blockchain tech or other distributed ledger tech, tokens, and tokenization. Wow, seems like she might be able to oversee the entire enchilada. And judging from her track record, that might not be terrible. And honestly, I think Joe realizes how big he effed up, or his advisors at least do. Maybe Joe doesn't even know what state he's in or what day it is. But his advisors realize that we effed up. The people are really upset with us. We're probably going to lose this election because of this. And we need to save face. We need to change our tune before we get too close to the election. At large, I feel like there were some phone calls made to that cabinet to make some adjustments, if you will. Now, we see that I covered yesterday Venezuela, seizing those Bitcoin mining operations. Now in Paraguay, government is trying to pass 2 bills in their own Congress to seize Bitcoin and crypto miners to create penalties for up to 10 years in prison for running and mining on what they call energy theft. Presidential spokesperson for Palacaro made the announcement over the weekend saying that this is a matter of urgency in Paraguay. What in the F is going on here? You see, Venezuelan government was fine printing their currency into literal trash. Their people are starving to death. They're fleeing. There's absolute chaos happening in Venezuela from what the government's done. In the Paraguay, Venezuela have the absolute unmitigated gall. This woman and her damn glasses and stupid fake tan have the gall to say that you are going to prison for 10 years for energy theft if you're mining Bitcoin. This is how much these powers hate the potential for freedom to be coming back to the people. People across the world, you need to realize there is an escape. And here, I'm here to tell you, Bitcoin self-custody. Get an Arculus. For the love of God, if you are in a country like the United States, I'm experiencing it too. I'm escaping. I'm capital flight. I am flying the F out of fiat and into crypto. I walk it. I live it every single day. I urge you to give the blockchain side of life a chance, my guys and my gals, because these countries do not mean well. And even if they have the crony capitalist facade that we've turned and mangled ourselves into in the United States, we cannot give them an inch. They've already taken all the miles. We need to fight back and get back what is ours, our God-given rights. And seeing the energy of theft energy being talked about for mining Bitcoin, just absolutely crazy. How about the theft of livelihoods and the ability to feed ourselves? Aaron, Dimeat, good morning. So now, this from Simply Bitcoin. Saifedean Amos gives his thoughts on the de-dollarization of BRICS nations rivaling the U.S. Spicy take. Let's give it a listen. Let's see what we got going on. I'm going to get my face out of the way and go full screen. Let's do this.
What about the BRICS nations, gaining momentum, looking, there's talk that they would build, create a currency that would rival and bring down the US dollar. Do you give, credence to that? Do you give weight to that? Safe?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because this idea that they can unite their currencies is completely meaningless. You can't have a union of 5 different monetary policies together into one monetary policy. This isn't Power Rangers. It doesn't work that way. And they can't really do, they don't want to do Bitcoin, and they're not building gold settlement. So all they're doing is just, I like to call it de-dollarization by press release.
So it's just...
That's a hot take right there. This is not Power Rangers. Now, this whole organization of BRICS, yeah, sure, they want to try to create something that is going to compete with the US dollar. Not really pulling it off right now. US dollar is being used at a very, very high level, arguably the highest that it's been used in history. The consolidation of trade through SWIFT and sanctions there within. The squeeze of power. Now, it's not that I'm saying Russia or China's not powerful. I think they're powerful, but they're not nearly as powerful as the United States. And de-dollarization from the United States, sure, it's kind of like a club that's being built outside of the US. It's a group of countries that are much less competitive. They have less capital to work with. They have less military hardware to work with. And yeah, I am an American country maxi. I think that this country is going to retain power for at least another 50 years. Sure, it's going to be ugly. There's going to be wanters wanting to take what is America's right now. But this country didn't get here by any accident. It's been at war literally for quite a while, if not 100 years. So, whoa, just broke 5 million on baked points. Veteran crypto out there getting baked points as well. Man, I stopped harvesting the gummy points. We'll see where that ends up. But at large, this whole doom and gloom, scary situation, they cannot dethrone America without turning off the power grid. They have to let us eat ourselves. They have to let this thing play out like Rome. If they raise their heads above the sand and try to get feisty in between now and that time where we do eventually eat ourselves, it will be experiencing what they call the rod of God. So if you don't know what the rod of God is, just go check it out. It's a 20-foot tungsten rod that doesn't release radiation. So now we talk about all of this transition from crypto and finance and these fiat systems being built around it. But here's what's going on the underside. You hear all the FUD about Tether. Here's the reality situation, folks, from Marty Party. Tether now owns more U.S. treasuries than Germany, moving to number 19. Tether now ranks 19th in the world for holding U.S. Treasury bonds with $91 billion as of March 31st. Now, the whole idea of tokenized treasuries, expanding the availability for treasuries to be sold across the world on the blockchain that's already existing. It's with MakerDAO. It's with a bunch of different RWA type plays right now. Do you not think that if the American government's like, hey, we got to figure out a way to sell these treasuries, we can make it worldwide accessible? We can offer treasuries to people in failing nations. Failing nations, relative term. I think America's well on its way to failure. We're doing that just fine inside, but other nations are much, much ahead of us when it comes to that. Bring up Turkey, bring up Sri Lanka, all these different Sri Lanka. It's a relative term. Yes, we're used to experiencing a pretty high standard of living here in the United States. There's a long way to fall still. And yeah, exactly. Crypto crap, man. Government not only loves Tether, they need it. That's what's going on right now. And they don't want to admit that they need it because that shows a sign of weakness to the TradFi investors that hold those 30-year bonds. All those people that have been cooking the books along with them along the way. They don't want to acknowledge the weakness within that. The only thing I dislike about the Coinbase card spending limit is $2,500 per day. That's a good note. That is a good note, George. F Ukraine. Thank you. I use the Coinbase card all the time. I buy hard iron goods and things for my farm with crypto. Absolutely. I change that stuff into reality. Now we have something else happening in the TradFi realm. A little bit of a tap out, a little bit of a surrender. Jamie Dimon hinting that he is preparing to retire as the CEO of JP Morgan and Chase. Now it makes a little sense. We remember about a month, maybe 2 months ago, Jamie Dimon taking profits on his stock holdings for the first time ever. maybe it's not that he thinks the entire world's going to end and collapse around us and he needs to buy a bunker and all these things. I love bunkers, but maybe it's just that he's actually on his way out as a CEO and he wants to take some stock value along with him. But stock value on JP Morgan did not do well on the news. It fell 3.64 on the day. Let's just go and check it out here. JPM stock price. Let's see where we're at right now. Sitting at about 196. Oh, it's trying to come back. Here we go. So a little bit of a dippy dip on the stock valuation for JP Morgan. Yeah, they badmouth Bitcoin on the outside while they're buying shares of BlackRock's ETF on the inside. All of these companies, JP Morgan, Bank of America, they're going to have to lean into crypto to save their own asses. And if they don't, then the whole system comes to a final halt. And that's not necessarily what they want to do. Let's see here. Bit cautious of all these CEOs and owners retiring in the major. It's a major sus. Yeah, I felt the same way. A lot of them retired in flu season as well. Nothing really came to a complete stop though. And, maybe he just doesn't want to, he's badmouthed Bitcoin so bad. It'd be probably better to have a different spokesperson up front when they actually admit to the public that, yes, we need to move into blockchain. We need to turn our books into the black once again. Probably wouldn't do very well having JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon leading that. Now, on the war front, so talk about the strength of the American military. I worry about the people, though. The pool of people that American military has available to pull from. And I saw this story, 70% of young Americans are too fat, mentally ill, or on drugs to join the military, a Pentagon study has found. This is part of the sickness of going woke and going broke. Now, when I look around town, it's a pretty damn soft society that we've made. Once I get closer to my house, closer to the Alabama woods, it gets hard. People, the good old boys still exist. They're out in the woods. They're not in the city centers. I walk around the city center and it's just like paper mache men. That's what I call them. You could just push them over, maybe offend them a little bit, and they would absolutely lose their minds. I worry about that. Idiocracy in real time, very accurate. Now, what I see though in people like Owen or people that are of the younger generation, I feel like this new generation that's just getting out of college and just getting out of high school right now, they realize what a joke the entire woke idea really is. And they are leaning hard to the other side. Thus, my fear that we end up with a god emperor named Baron Trump 20 years from now, because the polarization that's going to be created out of the psyop of the last 4 years and Uncle Joe's undoings of this country is going to come back and swing the other way. Oh my God, I'm so excited about that Deep Rich airdrop, Nicole Minnis. We're going to be covering that at 2 p.m. But we're leaned in. We are not giving up this fight here. We are absolutely positioned in the right spot, you guys. I know things have been scary. Things are getting hard. The inflation numbers, just a quick note, just exclude everything we need to live, and inflation has been defeated. Thanks so much, Paul. We have assholes like Paul Krugman out here. The war on inflation is over. We won at very little cost. Okay, very little cost to you, asshole, not thinking about all the other people that need to feed their families, the middle, the lower class. He doesn't give a shit about them. Just exclude everything you need to live. And yeah, sure, you won. Congratulations. Well, how we're actually winning against inflation is by getting positioned in the best crypto projects I could possibly find. And really, on the broad scope of things, you guys, I know that some of the projects we've been covering have absolutely pumped, but it's really just riding the heels of Ethereum and Bitcoin's major surge here. We have a lot of Ethereum-based projects, Pepe on good old Ethereum. We got Uniswap making a rip here, trying to get back up to that $10 level. OP making its way back up to $3. Shout out. BitTensor, god dang, comes at you quick. Yesterday it was at $390, sitting here at $427. Pendle, vaulted TVL, absolutely nice approach to how to handle DeFi for Ethereum, making a big move on the week, up 56%. Hot damn. We got Synthetics, Starknet, Avalanche. Whoa, and we're just talking about Avalanche. Did add a little bit to the Avalanche bag, but obviously not enough. Up 13% on the day. Absolutely crazy. Beam, good gaming play here, up 13%. Was beat down for quite a while, beaming back up. Celestia, TIA token, still Honestly, in a pretty good opportunity zone for myself. Ronin, good gaming chain to play. We saw that, of course, Gala. Gala had like 5 billion tokens hacked from them. Let's see what the price is. Because in light of all the amazing upside, you know, we kind of got over Gala about a year ago. I was like, there's not really much shit happening on this. Not really exciting anymore. And here we go. Proof in the pudding, folks. We get a $5 billion hack. And we lose while the entire rest of the market wins hard. This is absolutely sad for all of the people that are still holding this thing. Drew, will you look at Tremp, please? Send me the ticker. There's a couple different Tremps, Nicole Minnesota. So let me see. And let's check out C-Swap. Let's check out the new stuff. C-Swap, I remember I saw just, oh my God, 27% on the day. Absolutely crazy. Honestly, though, it recently pumped up to 22 cents. Very new project, $90 million market cap. Plenty of room for this one to grow. Very, very nice. Let's see XSwap. Check out this one. See if it's also experiencing that same type of vicious move to the upside. We're up 13% on XSwap. Not bad at all. Checking out the overall. This is initial launch. Found some shelf, a little bit of health, and it's ready to move on from there. Very, very good looking markets right now, you guys. What a time to be alive. And thank God Cardano broke 50 cents. Now, can it hold it? Can you hold it? And we also have XRP. You know, I look at Cardano right next to XRP, 54 cents and 50 cents right now, not sparking joy at all. Chainlink still trying to hang out around $17. And Near Protocol, this is a juicy move. But honestly, Chainlink, no chill on the 7-day up, 27%. ICP still holding a good bag of ICP and waiting for that nasty pump, which I know will come. Why is the show so early today? I do 2 shows today, doing essentially 10 a.m. I get all the macro stuff out of my way and all the Bitcoin, overall larger market sentiment in the morning so we can get a good feel for that. And then in the afternoon, I've made it more about being able to focus in and have that laser focus on altcoins, because you know what? I got to cover all of it, and there's just not enough time in the day. It feels like you guys are this community means everything to me. I want to take care of the community. I want to give you guys as much value, as much information as I possibly can. Sometimes I drive myself mad with the amount of work that I do, but it all comes to show. The channel's growing like crazy. Seeing new names in the chat just means so much to me, you guys. So we're going to send it on over to Discover Crypto now. Check out what DZ's watching. I believe we're going to have Josh back in the realm as well. Appreciate every single one of you. Smash the like on your way out. Share the stream when you get into DC. Say what up from the Druth. And I'll be seeing you at 2 p.m. And with that said, I bid you adieu. Goodbye.